lot of things that people forget. People's names, clothes for a trip, their phone, date, passwords, car keys, and a lot more. But what people can also forget includes video games. These forgotten games can be put into two categories: games that people played a long time ago and games that were bad. I'm going to talk about one of these games. It's from a popular franchise and was definitely a member of the second group. Here's some footage for a hint. The game is Call of Duty Road to Victory. It was released on March 13th, 2007 in North America and March 30th in Europe. It was exclusive to the PSP and was made as a spin-off to Call of Duty 3. There were 14 missions played over 3 different military campaigns: the American, British, and Canadian. The controls of the game are not ideal. You use the right analog stick to move around. That's normal. But because the PSP only had one analog stick, you would look around with the X, triangle, square, and circle buttons. That does make it hard to actually look around and shoot, but you do get used to the controls after playing for a while. The visuals of the game are good for a PSP game, and the immersive atmosphere helps you get a pretty good experience overall. But what you probably want to hear is if the game is actually worth playing. Yes, it's worth playing, but only if you really like playing Call of Duty campaigns. There is no multiplayer. Well, there was a multiplayer, but now it's dead. In the multiplayer, there were 9 maps, and it had the game modes of Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Hold the Flag, King of the Hill, and Team King of the Hill. Back when the game came out, IGN gave it a 6.6 out of 10. I would personally give it a 4 out of 10. This is because the game has pretty bad controls. Now, this was as good as they could have done back then with the PSP's control scheme, having only one analog stick. But for a player in the modern day, you would not want to have to play this game with one joystick or just any game. So, I'd have to give it a 4 out of 10. Also, it's not really unique, the story. I mean, it's not bad, it's just a pretty standard Call of Duty type game. So if you really care, and want to play a good Call of Duty game, I'd recommend COD Mobile. It has better graphics, a better control scheme, and also it has multiplayer, which is what most people play Call of Duty for in the first place. So I just say, overall, the game isn't great, but if you really care and really want to play Call of Duty games, it's not a bad experience. And remember everyone, to go like and subscribe.